I've not done my hair yet. It's shoved up, even though it looks okay. I've got to crochet it, twist it up a little bit. It's frizzy. Got to do it for tonight, but I'm not doing it just yet because it looks mad. Remember this cup, anybody? At the back of my mug cupboard. Because if you don't know me, I do have lots and lots of different mugs. And normally drink out the one that I'm feeling that day. So my mum is always like, I'm just waiting for people to come in. Oh, why do you have so many different mugs? They're not all matching, even though I do have a set that match. But I like to have different mugs. I've not got a selection out, but different mugs because sometimes I like the quotes on them or whatever. So I like to have different ones for different days. Hey, Barry. Hey, Rachel. Oh, yeah. Sue might be listening in. Sue, that's been with me from the beginning, but she can't comment. What I will say, Sue, is I will try and check it out for the people that that's happened to. The only thing I will admit to is not that I've done it, is because obviously I know who you are and I know you're a real person, not a bot or a troll, is sometimes when I'm looking back on my videos, because someone's put a link in, which they did do, I don't know if it was yesterday or today, but even in the past, sometimes when I'm scrolling through, you know, you do it on your phone and you're in the chat, when I'm scrolling through for a link someone's left, sometimes I've hit it and I've not noticed, and it may have hit a name and blocked you, or I don't know. I'm thinking that could have been it. I'm not saying it was. Hi, Fernando. Yeah, we'll talk about Brexit in a minute. Hangover. I thought a lot of people would. I don't drink, really. And if I do, it's only a few. I didn't drink last night. I just went to bed very happy. That might be what happened. I don't know. I'm not saying that's what happened, but it could have done. You know, when you're on your phone sometimes you click on something by accident, and I may have done that. But I'm going to try and, I think I can try and look in my settings or something. I think Tapper said so. I'm going to try and do that. If not, maybe you'll have to make a new account. I'm not sure, because that's a bit of a bummer, because Sue's been with me a long time, and Sue will know that this cup here I've had for ages, when I used to do a chat called Witchy Ways. What happened to your dreads? They're there. What do you mean, what happened to them? They're there. They're in a bun. They're there. Nothing's happened to them. They're just up in a bun. Does it look normal hair from there? They're up in a bun. Because I've got to do them after. They've not gone anywhere. So it was just a little chat about celebration of Imbolc. And I'm going to read out what that means for some people who don't know what it means. Yes, it is pagan. I would say I'm more pagan than anything else. I'm not religious. And also the celebrations of Brexit, which I knew a lot of you would have been celebrating and drinking last night and probably got stinking hangovers. I can think of a few people who've probably got massive ones, but that's all good. A lot of your old videos have gone. A lot of my old videos have gone, Rachel. You are correct. I'm a bit peed about that. I don't know which ones have gone. I know some of my JFK Jr. ones have gone. Can't think why. Witchy Ways may have gone. I don't know. I don't know if anyone knows out there. We know what YouTube is and we know they delete, but do certain videos go after a time? I thought they were always there. But there are a lot of videos that have gone. I know some of my JFK Vincent Fusca ones have gone. Because I got like, on one of them, I remember at the time I had 15,000 views on the JFK Jr. one. Now, they don't want that going out being popular because, you know what I'm saying? But never mind, I can bring new updated videos on all that, even though at the time I was on it, you know what I mean? And it was very... But you know what I mean? It's all there, and I don't think... nothing actually gets deleted properly. People think when the things get deleted, they get deleted. They don't. They're still stored, sort of thing, if anyone gets what I'm saying. But, yes, now, if you didn't know, I sort of don't label myself, because maybe I when I found out about the truth and everything, I just hate the labeling thing, but then again, whatever. But I've always been into witchy stuff. I do have witchy jewellery. Sometimes I wear it, sometimes I don't, because I have all sorts of different jewellery and jewellery that I make. So obviously sometimes I like to wear my own things. I did have a tiny one of these, which I really loved because it was just delicate and cute, because sometimes remember when I used to wear 2 chains? I've lost things doing that, and I think I lost it. So I'm a bit gutted, but I might treat myself to, I think this is real silver, but I had a real silver tiny little one, about that big, that I used to wear But because I change it up, sometimes I forget the jewellery that I have got. You know, and if you don't know what this stands for me, it's earth, air, fire and water, the elements, and the top one, the top point is ether, spirit, whatever you want to call it. People call it different. Yes, I'm definitely a good witch. Exactly. When people go on about witches, they think of films now. You could talk about Masons, you could talk about societies for humanity and societies not. I'm not going into that right now because people get triggered and people don't understand that if there's dark, there's light. So, like I've said, if you have powers, which we all do hold, to me it's to do with energy. Magic is energy. It's all about transmuting and working with the energies that we're not taught about, unless you start seeking and realising that energies are real. And yes, you can use them for your advantage. The illuminated ones, the Illuminati, the Lumafati, the Lumadonkey, those that you want to say that side knew this. You see a lot of this about. Um, they just know the knowledge. They didn't want the masses to know because, you know, they wanted us being slaves and all that stuff that I'm not going into because I think it's for people to go and research yourself, like I'm saying, like what Q stands for. I don't care if people think it's a psyop and all that. If people don't want to research, it's called research yourself and question everything. You should be questioning everything. And the things that you most resonate with, that's must be a deep, like, to me, it's like a beacon. Something you resonate with is because you resonate with it for a reason. And just for instance, this book, I'll give you some of my books here that I've got. This is random, this chat. In a minute when I've read out Imbolc out. Oh, and by the way, I got these the other day to taste them. My God, they're so nice. Goji berries. Oh my God, they're so nice. I'm hoping Finn likes them. Not that they're cheap, but they're like little gummy berries. They're so nice. Don't know if anyone's tried these before, but obviously better than sweets. I just got a 50-gram bag off eBay to try them, and they're really, really, really nice. How can celebrating the beautiful earth? Exactly, Rachel. So people who get triggered, especially if they're very highly religious, go on about it being evil, when it's about celebrating the earth, pagan. We know factions have got in that and used it for satanical rituals, which, you know, we're not into all that. And like I said, if you don't know about the Clintons and where Hillary Clinton and her husband Bill, I don't know if it was a honeymoon, they went to a witch doctor in, I don't know, Africa, somewhere where they went, don't know where it was, or was it Haiti? Could have been Haiti, years ago. And they found out about certain stuff, but they went to, I'd say probably not, so the names out there in all religions, all, you know, spiritual places, a sage. A sage is basically a wise person. It's a witch. A witch is a wise person. A wizard is a wise person. People get too triggered because they're watching films where they normally portray a witch as an evil witch who's green and ugly or evil, and they have some of the nice ones out. But then again, if you think of the Wizard of Oz, don't get triggered by the film because everyone gets triggered by it's MK Ultra. Okay. Is, you know, you had the Wicked Witch of the West, which I call Hillary, and then you had Glenda, the White Witch, meaning there's a dark and the light side. If you hold power of, you know how to manipulate these, say, elements and powers and stuff like that, your intentions. What are your intentions? I've said this over and over again in very many chats. If you're a negative, low vibrating person, you're going to use these energies as not for humanity. You're going to probably use them for yourself, self, to be rich and famous and to not really bother about others around you and maybe to help make weapons or something. I don't know. If you're a good person, you're probably going to use them to heal people, help people grow, you know, help with inventions and stuff and different things for humanity to help others, not just yourself. It's me mate, she'll have to wait. Yeah, it's basically you hold the power, what you're gonna use that power for. You know, you hold the knowledge, what you're gonna hold that knowledge for. What are you gonna send out in a vibration to others in the universe? What are your intentions? That's basically, to me, in a nutshell, sort of an easy way of looking at it, basically. And I'm just going to read out this book because I'm going to show you some books I have got. People didn't know I had these sort of books. You might have noticed things around my house now and again. You know, Solitary Witch. I've had this book for ages, by Silver Raven Wolf. If anyone's interested, I've had it for years. Book of Shadows for the new generation. Solitary Witch, meaning you just do things on your own. I'm not into Wiccan as such, and that's not putting anyone down who is. I just see that more as a group-based sort of, I don't mean religion, but they do things, sometimes they follow certain things a certain way, so it is a bit more religious that way, in a sense, if you get what I'm saying. Well, I don't, I just do what I feel when I feel. And if I was, which I haven't done for ages, made a little spell up or something like that, which I just say it's putting your intentions out and stuff like that. Hi Candy, hi JP, hi everyone in chat. Is your words are more powerful. Some people use other things like the things in this book, but it's quite powerful when it comes from you, and then you also know what it means as well. Yeah, I've seen that, Dave. But at the minute, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the Witchy Woo of Imbolc. So I'm going to show you some books, and this might just get people thinking. You know, if you've been watching me from the beginning, for a bit, and you didn't know I was into this sort of stuff, proves the point that I'm not a bad person. So Imbolc, it says, has a little description of it, and I'm going to read this out for people who don't know. Candlemas. Oh no, I won't read that bit out, sorry. It says a date, the February the 1st. February the 2nd could be the 1st. It depends on the sun at the 15 degrees Aquarius. Funny how it's Aquarius, because we are age of Aquarius. Meaning of the word, Imbolc means in milk. Primary ritual focus. You listen to this? Primary ritual focus. New growth, end of winter, rituals of purification, offering to deity, candle rituals. Now, people get triggered with rituals because they think it's a satanic one of someone sacrificing a body or something like that. Yeah, that does happen, and it is actually real, and we know about that. This is like offering offerings to deities. You could just be giving an intention to a deity, some milk to a deity, just clearing up your sacred space. There's many different things you can do, like popular pouring milk on the ground associated with the goddess Bridget, and that's Gaelic, isn't it? Is that Celtic? Laying the Caelic, I think you say Caelic, to rest, which is another goddess. Wolf god in Caelic to rest. I think it says, I can't say this word. Lupercus, wolf god in Italian witchcraft. Astrology sign 15 degrees Aquarius. Planetary ruler Saturn. Classical astrology Uranus. Modern astrology. And then it says, so I can't see what's going on at the minute. In Gaelic legend, the months from Hallowmas to Candlemas, called the months of the little sun, were ruled by the Gaelic, or as she is sometimes called, the Gaelic, is it Brewer? I can't say it properly. A Scottish female deity that begins winter by washing her plaid in a whirlpool. The Gaelic is not a lady to tangle with, as she is depicted as a wild hag with a venomous temper who hurries about with a magic wand in her hand, witchy. Switching the grass and blasting vegetation to unite the focus of sun, dew and rain. Her rags are the spring storms. At Imbolc she leaves by raising the tempests in her wake. It's basically, hang on, there's a bit more there. In her wake. Bride or Bridget, on the other hand, a far more sensible goddess of healing, poetry and the forging of fire, extends her blessings on this day, and it is to her that most genetic, can't even speak today, and traditional Wiccan groups pay homage. Hang on a minute, just check my phone. Because I had a little picture that someone did, they'd say the hag. She's a wise woman. She's got the spiral on there. Spiral. Your journey you're on. So, Imbolc, also called Bridget's Day, is Gaelic trans a Gaelic traditional festival marking the beginning of spring. It is held on the 1st of February, or about halfway between the winter solstice and the spring equinox. So yeah, the beginning of spring, basically. Sorry, I've just got distracted by something. And the beginning of spring. So if there's something evil about that, nature, because nature must be evil. That's what some people who'd make silly comments on here after thinking it's evil is like, well, nature's evil. Okay, so we're celebrating that today, and with that, I will celebrate my plants. Though that one's looking a bit, because I love orchids, and these orchids you're about to see, I've had for a couple of years. I've got some over there that are just coming back because they die off, and my mum's like, "Are you chucking them orchids away? They look dead." I'm like, "Mum, they'll come back. They come back every year." I have these orchids in my house all season, and they come back. They've been going through winter and everything, and these are in my bathroom. They do really well in my bathroom. You don't have to water them a lot, but look at this. My favourite flowers. I'd rather have a plant, an orchid plant, than be given a bunch of flowers because they're living. How gorgeous are they? I have two in my bathroom, and I think I have a aloe vera plant in my bathroom. These are there every year. Yeah, they come back beautiful. They do. My mum always thinks they've died. I'm like, leave them. They will come back. Leave them. But these do really well in my bathroom. These were like this all through the winter. They're so gorgeous. Look at them. They're so pretty. So I do have a lot of these dotted about my house. I've got 3 in the front room. I'm just waiting for them to come back, which they are doing because I can see the little buds on the one that looks a bit naked over there when the flowers fall off. Sometimes I've collected them when they're dry like this. And you can use these for little, intentions and things if you choose to. But it's all good. It's all good. Nature's all good, It's a form of medicine. So people get triggered by that. So I just wanted to say happy Imbolc. And I'm going to show you a few books. Oh, talking about hair as well. Do they have a name? I don't know what them ones are called, but it is. And I know there's different names for orchids. But these are the ones I get from Morrison's. And then my favourite, beautiful. I think there's actual spiritual meaning to orchids as well. Just let me have a look. I know there is spiritual meaning to everything. Orchid. Spiritual meaning. Yeah, you keep them, JP. I can't keep orchids. They always turn straw. What you've got to make sure you do is don't overwater them. You don't water them like, I don't mean normal plants. You just give them a little bit of water or spritz them every now and again. They don't need a lot of water. You might be doing that maybe. Let me see. See what that one says. They're the easiest plants to keep if you're not overwatering them. So orchid flower meaning are fertility, charm, love, beauty, and refinement. So that's nice. Just like the flower itself, orchids are are symbols of beauty. They are great gifts for someone you love and consider to be beautiful inside and out. So imagine that as a beautiful gift for today for someone. If you know someone who's, maybe a bit more pagan or into the sort of stuff and celebrate Imbolc, what a beautiful flower to give them if you thought, oh, what can I give that person? Or to your wife or girlfriend or vice versa. It could be for a man as well, because like I've just said, to someone you love. Instead of a bunch of red roses that are cut down and been cut down, give them a plant. Easy to look after. Like I said, I'll read that again. Just like the flower itself, orchids are symbols of beauty. They are great gifts for someone you love and consider to be beautiful inside and out. Many cultures around the realm. Considered orchids to be symbols of beauty and often associate someone's beauty to this unique flower. It says thoughtfulness as well. This symbolic meaning can be given to almost, every flower, since the mere act of giving someone flowers can be taken as an act of thoughtfulness. Orchids are definitely symbols for that, since they are more unique and special and aren't often so given. They're not. So yeah, don't buy. I would say that because Valentine's Day is coming up, I'll buy myself some more orchids. I don't need a man to buy me them. But if I was with someone and they were like, say for example, wanting to buy me flowers, I'd be like, make sure you get a plant like an orchid. I don't want cut flowers, because even though, I wouldn't not have them, but it'd be like, yeah, live flowers, please. So that might be a really lovely gift, men, to your wife. Get them a beautiful orchid plant instead of a big bunch of roses. I mean, it lasts longer. And if they know that you could actually write down, men, the symbolic meaning behind it and attach that to the plant is a good idea. So if your wife doesn't know what the symbolic meaning behind it is, there's a lovely little thing you could write. If you just Google the meaning, write that down, like a scroll maybe, tie it up with a little bow and a chocolate and stick it on the plant and then give it to your wife or your girlfriend. I'd like that, personally, but there you go. On it. Yep, you're on it. See? Great idea there. Valentine's Day coming up. Idea there. They're not dead day, but they're going to last longer than a bunch of flowers you might have cost a bomb that are going to die because they've been cut down from the root, So just saying, there's a good idea. Have something living instead. That will symbolise your love. Anyway, less of that. It's just a thought. So yeah, other books I have got are what I'm going to do with my journaling that I'm trying to do. I'm going to try and write. I have tried to do it before, a sort of book page where I've got to try and get through a book a month maybe. Yeah, thank you, Rachel, and get through these books, because I sort of read a bit in that and a bit in that and a bit in that and a bit in that, and then I get confused with what I'm reading. So I've got the Joe Dispenza that I've read a bit of. It's just the way my mind works, so and this lovely picture you may see that others will get triggered by and go, oh my god, it's the Illuminati side. It's actually a symbol for healing, if you didn't know. The two snakes could represent red and blue, feminine divine energies from your lower chakra, going up, circling up, spiraling up, you want them to go up and meet together in balance. You have to have them all in check and all aligned. They're going up to, you're ascending. This is what I see the wings as, you're ascending to the pineal gland, the third eye. The crown chakra is here. That's when you become enlightened, when you're moving all these energies up. You don't want to stay stuck in, and this is obviously the DNA strands, changing yourself, transmuting to a higher self, to a higher you, to a more aware, it's a consciousness basically. If you're too busy down here all the time, you're not conscious of what, you need to be ascending. This is a healing sign. So please do not get triggered by this, because the other side do use it. They like to confuse you, but they use it because it is a sign for healing, even though they might use it for other stuff. This is why I said, don't get triggered when you see certain symbols. They use them and revert them. Like, you'll often see them with this. The devil's, as they would say, the goat head, which, that way. Have I got it right? No, that way. Yeah, see? Horns. Which I'm going to do another chat on that of what I perceive that is, but the right way to me is this way up. Earth, air, fire and water, and ether at the top, spirit, essence, divine. So I'm not going into that right now. So, yeah, other books I've got. A bit of a collection. I've got the crystals. Turpentine. Oh, I'm glad you've said turpentine, because you're going to laugh in a minute. Hold that turpentine right there, because you were going to laugh in a minute what I've got here. What I use. I haven't seen chat, but recreate. It's hard to recreate Mother Nature indoors. A little knowledge and gentle conscious attention and plants. That's what I've always said, Simon. Get plants in your house. I've got quite a few. I'm trying to build some up. I've got my eye on some big ones, which I think I'm going to treat myself to my birthday this month. It's my birthday this month. I'm a Pisces. It's on the 20th. So I will be treating myself to some more houseplants. I want big ones. You can bring nature into your home. It's so relaxing. And also, I'm glad you said that, because see this wall over here? These alcoves. The alcoves there. I just want a little bit of wall. Sorry, I just went off then. A little bit in that one and a little bit in this one where this mirror is. I want trees. I've seen tree wallpaper and I think it's really lovely. Yeah, we'll hold that turpentine, because I'll get to that in a minute, because I've actually got some down here. I've got Cunningham's Magical Sampler. And that is, where is it? Blah, 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 blah. I think I forgot about this book, actually. I forget about such a collection of powerful magic and natural wisdom from the one and only Scott Cunningham. Find the knowledge and inspiration you desire from the collection of... It's just a collection, but if you know about Scott Cunningham, I'm not going to go into it now. It's a really nice book. Like I said, wisdom. I've got Natural Healing for Women. You know... Let's see. Let me see what I can find in here. This is an old book, by the way, and it's got all, you know, your body and then herbs and things that can help you with certain, like elderflower. I got elderflower loose because I drink elderflower tea sometimes. Elderflower is really lovely herb to use. It's known mainly as a pleasant drink, thank you, with which comes in the form of either, I don't know what that says, is it a tisane? Or traditionally a country wine or champagne. It is one of the main, I don't know what that says, herbs. Encourages perspiration and elimination of toxins. So that's really good. And these are things I'll be bringing with you. Yeah, elderflower wine. Yeah, elderflower wine. Yeah, is nice. Dandelion. You can have dandelion tea. There's so many different things. But I've got books like this. I've got this one, which was a newish one. I haven't got around to looking at properly. But this is, I have got a lot of herb books anyway, so it's not. But I just thought this was a beautiful book because, one, it's white. I love the colour white. You don't often see me in black. I know a lot of people like wearing black. I personally, I know it means, that colour can mean a lot to people, but I find it suppressing for myself. I don't like it. So I was quite glad to find this book. Look, and I love this book because of the illustrations. Absolutely beautiful. See? Earth, air, fire and water, spirit. You've got the ether. Spirit all connects us into one. And the circle to me is more feminine. The square is more masculine. You know. This book has... See, it has lovely little... You know me, like drawing. Lovely little illustrations of the plant. That's what I loved about it as well. Because it's visually quite a cute book as well. But this was the medical use of herbs, including illustrations of plants easily found in the wild. You know, that's why they used to say, the government used to say, oh, you can't go picking stuff off land and nothing. Why? It's free. Because you don't want us healing ourselves, because you want us on Big Pharma. Yes, I think that's what you were trying to say. History and religious lore, specific background information in individual herbs, herb gathering and storage, the magical way, the herbalist as a magical practitioner, essential oils, amulets, elixirs, balms, and all this stuff was used to heal ourselves, and people get, you know, triggered by it and think it's evil because you were told it was evil. If you really, 17 and 7 in the house, that is so good. They're my numbers, whoop whoop, on the right path. People get triggered who listen to certain outlets and certain highly religious people saying it's evil, when you actually look into it and you find it's not. So that's a really good book if anyone's interested. I think it's by Paul, is it Beer? I don't know. There you go. Beautiful book, and I got that off eBay and it's beautiful. I have Pam Grout. I think JP, you got this. Pam Grout, if you want to find out about energy and see if it works, if you want to learn about manifestation, how you bring those energies in to change and bring things into your life. Really good. I've said this before, it gives you experiments. You write it down to know when it came in. We will try one of these, because I've said before we will try. I think, JP, you got this book. This is a really good book as well. Also, books that I, you know, sort of like people say fantasy books, and that I've got the Black trillion. I can't say it. Funny how it's three women there, you know, the supreme fantasy epic of love, magic, and teachery. What was this one about? Last one, Stormy Night. 3 infant princesses are born. As each baby is placed into a mother's arms, so the archimage, I think it says Brimage, bestows on her a gift of great power, a pendant containing a bud of the long existent black trillium. One day the power will be all that protects the princess from certain doom. But it's one of them books, you know. And then I've got the Salem Witch Society. Now you've noticed where the have you noticed anything on here? Spin it back up, because this, believe it or not, is in the cosmos. The pentagram is in the cosmos, but the right way up. This, to me, I see it as man turned it round, all this man-made stuff and man-made wars. They revert everything. It is going back round to what it's meant to be. The point, to me, is meant to be at the top. But they twist everything. So you will see certain things on books of people thinking that sort of that's the right way. To me, it's not. Some people may have differences on that. I see that more as a man-made, the beast, man-made mark, where this one is the feminine, divine, that's coming back in. That's how I sort of see it personally. You know, they revert everything. Oh, I've always questioned why has it worked well for millennia, yet we now rely on synthetic copies. Yeah, well, they have synthetic copies of everything, as I've said before. Anything that's real and healing, they'll make a synthetic copy that might work a little bit, but basically it kills us off, maybe slower. But it's all money. Money, money, money. Not, like I said, money's not bad, but it's when people become greedy. Like I said, it's not bad. It's an energy exchange. But anyway, I've talked about that before. What else have I got? Oh yeah, I've got The Secret Doctrine. Not read this yet, but I just loved what let me see, what was in this. Magic, potency and sound. As we all know, it's frequency, energy, frequency and vibration. You can have different volumes in this book, but just saw a bit of Buddhist in there. But it's just, I love reading different things because it's not that much different from everything else. Gone back to 717 again. Deep Chopra, The Way of the Wizard. Because in each culture, or let's say religion, if you want to call it that, they have witches, wizards, sages. They're all the same thing. They're just wise people. Oh, just on lesson 9. That's just opened at lesson 9. I'll just give you a little read. Critical thinker. Hi. So, lesson 9. I'll just read a little bit out of it. The wizard lives in a state of knowingness. This knowingness orchestrates its own fulfillment. The field of awareness, quantum field, organises itself around our intentions. Yes, it does. Knowledge and intention are forces, forces of nature and energy and all that good stuff. Intention are forces. What you intend changes the field in your favour, which is what I just said earlier on. Manifests. So be careful of what you think and come out of the negative way of thinking, because it only brings negative things, as I've said before. Intentions compressed into words enfold magic power. The wizard does not try to solve the mystery of life. He is here to live it. And that's why you'll get a lot of men, especially men, they're the most trolls I get, they're the most people that try to bring me down, is that thing again. The wizard does not try to solve the mystery. You know, we're looking at stuff, we're sort of trying to solve what's been going on, but I'm not, if I never see the sources some people think they're going to see or whatever, as in that, it doesn't bother me if it wasn't meant to be. You're just living your life with this wonderful life, and you're here to live it. You're here to live your life, because I feel it. And also, But what I will say against that is because this side got in and put the blinkers on people, they're not living their life to the full potential, doing this, as that's just said, because they've been blinkered, so they can't use it to the full potential, so they're not ill all the time and so on and so on, if anyone gets what I'm saying. So that's why I do go down the road with bringing stuff out about Q and stuff like that, where you need to go and research yourself to realise, because you'll find a lot of bad stuff, but you need to see the dark, to see the light to set you free. The truth will set you free. It's not a bad thing in that sense, though you've got to let go, which I'll be talking about. Again, it's all I ever talk about. So that's why some people say, oh, you say you're a bit spiritual, but you look that way. Yeah, I have to be aware of what's going on. You know, because I want to help the people realise, to come from that blinkeredness, to realise what they truly are. And the main thing I would say is, the only thing I know how to do is bring up people in positivity and to make you realise you are more than you are, and you are worthy, and no one is over you, and you are more powerful than you think, and you can have a wonderful life if you start focusing on that, you know. You need to be aware. It's about awareness. You still need to be aware. Like I said before, people who say they're doing a kumbaya on a mountain in a loincloth and they're not actually just having a bit of a sneak what's going on. And like I said, I don't watch mainstream media news. I watch it sometimes to see what's going on, because it does make me laugh, where I think, dearie me, you can tell what's going on and what's coming, and how, like with the impeachment, I mean, let's face it, I mean, Democrats just lie, lie and lie. It's just funny, but like I said, dark to light, baby, we know what's going on. That's why I don't talk about a lot about it that much anymore like I used to, because I'm sitting back and watching it all roll out. I let the better channels do it. I'm here to bring more positivity to people and to show you that you're not on your own. You are all beautiful light beings, you know, doing your thing here on earth. So that was that one. Oh, and then this book I got from a charity shop that I've not read yet. Look at the size of it. And it just shouted out to me for £1.50, because obviously I saw this picture on it. When I go and look for a book, I never look at what it says. I sort of see the side. And I saw that, obviously. Moons and the luminaries. The luminaries in the sky, the moon, the sun, everything. They're all stars, all energy. The luminaries. And on the back it said... I can't wait to read this, actually. The luminaries blew me away. Such a wild, strange world. Such unforgettable characters. There's many characters in this game of life, you know. All brought together with such devilish charm and ingenuity. I can't even say that. A novel like this form, a writer so young, gives me hope for the future of the art form. Stellar in every sense of the word. So... yeah, I just like the sound of that. What did it say inside, actually? Oh, yeah. There was a large world of rolling time and shifting spaces, and that small, stilled world of honour and unease. They fit inside each other, a sphere within a sphere. And it says, it is 1866, and Walter Moody has come to make his fortune upon New Zealand goldfields. On the night of his arrival, he stumbles across a tense gathering of 12 local men, who have met in secret, really, to discuss the unsolved crimes. A wealthy man has vanished, a whore has tried to end her life, and an enormous sum of money has been discovered in the home of a luckless drunk. Moody is soon drawn into the mystery, a network of fates and fortunes that is as complex and exquisitely patterned, this is a bit I like, exquisitely patterned as the night sky. So, yes, I like the look of it. And, I mean, to me, that looks like a winter book for reading, that one, doesn't it? So, I've got that. I've also got, yeah, the answers are there if you see them, it's all within. A Missionary of Light. An incredible story that has the power to transform our lives, no matter where we live or what we do. Very true. This is an older book. And it says, to a land ravaged by merely imprehensible hatreds. A man came with a backpack and a guitar. His goal was to sing a peace concert in Bosnia. What he would find was an extraordinary secret waiting to be revealed. James Twyman, a travelling troubadour, I don't know, a musician I think it says, would risk his life to sing prayers of peace, but with the violence of Bosnia raging all around him, he made a journey to a scheduled mountainous area that he met a mystical community said to have existed for thousands of years, dedicated to eternal flame of peace and the banishment of fear and mistrust from the world. Plunged into an experience of revelation that changes him forever, I think it says Tyman, was inspired to share his new vision for the world, for as the Enemeracy, I can't even say that, taught him his lessons. He learned an important truth. Despite war, cruelty, loneliness and fear, peace is not just a dream. No, it's not just a dream. It's not. It's a bit what's going on now. It is a powerful reality that already exists within our souls. Peace is, in fact, our destiny. Of course it is. I'm getting tingles in the head now, because that's why the old Trumpsters making deals around the world, so it's not the wars, and we all know the wars are false, man-made. So I'm just saying, we all know it's there. You know. Yes, some people only look with one perspective. There's many. That's why Q used some autistic people, because they look from every single angle. They don't look from one angle. Like, what a person might just go, what are you talking about, conspiracy theories? It's what you were... And they only look from one thing. It's like, one, learn what the word conspiracy means. 2, find out who made that word up. 3, really start opening your mind to what if, because you're going to have a problem when a lot of stuff comes out and you're just like, oh my God, you know, I've had rose-tinted glasses on all my life. There's that. Then I've got the Encyclopedia of Magical Ingredients. Notice the stars up on this one. And that's just herbs and stuff again, like, for instance, blue, which is funny, because I draw a lot of stuff in blue, and it says ruler Jupiter. I'm sure that's in right now. Neptune, and that's really funny because Neptune's my ruler. Magical form, candles, other magical objects bearing this shade. I find blue very calming as well, and it's your throat chakra. Also, I've got this book that might trigger some people. I've read a little bit of it, but some people go, oh my God, it's a book of demons. Like, yeah, all right. Yeah, fluoride free. I've got fluoride free toothpaste, and I drink distilled water. I have a distiller. The Book of the Sacred Magic of the Abrahamlin, I think, the Mage. If you know what a mage is, the mage, the sage. Oh, yes. Like I said, I don't like watching TV. So I have quite a few what you would call witchy books and stuff like that. And like I said, Morning Antennas. Yes! 1975 White Lion. I'll just say that yes, we're all little antennae of... Oh, yes, we are. Once you start putting them feelers out... Oh, where is it? And then also, you know, I've had this for a while. I do love this cup. And if you didn't know, I have got a cauldron. It's in the back garden. It's about this big, but it's in the garden. I may get a little mini one for the house. My mum was just scared of it. I was like, Mum, it's just for burning stuff like candles and stuff. I just used it to burn paper if I was wanting to get rid of some negative energy, or say someone had said something nasty and like ages ago, I'd be like, I don't use it much now, like, oh my God, this person's getting on my nerves. I'd just write down what was bugging me and then burn it to release that energy. It's about energy. If you're going to do magic, it's alchemy, it's energy. And then obviously some of the little new oils that I've got. Have a great day. Have a great day too as well. I will come in a minute. I've got loads of oils, but I got these. Now, someone said, I don't know who said about turpentine. Was it turpentine? Or was it not turpentine? I've got turpentine. I've got 2 tiny little bottles because it's essential oil. I smell this. It might sound weird. I smell this when I've got a cold, and it normally takes it away. I don't go for flu jabs. I don't think so. I smell this. You can put it in dispensers. You know them things you tip in and it disperses it. I have them. So, yes, Simon. fluoride does calcify the pineal gland. I've talked about that in other channels. That's why I got a distiller. I've been on a distiller for nearly, I think it's a year or over a year. It does calcify your pineal gland, which is funny because that's your third eye, people. The witch that I drew yesterday, if anyone remembers, had a little, I did it with a third eye. You know, the eye in here that you can't see, but if when we go within, it's our inner eye, our mind's eye. Forget about these two. They don't see everything. Remind me, I've got a message that I'm going to be doing. So I just have a smell of that when I've got a cold, and it seems to work, and you can use it for all sorts of things. And then the new oils that I got for my hair to put in to make them smell nice, and you can put them in with other things, oils to put on yourself. Anyway, are vanilla essential oil. Vanilla, I love the smell of vanilla. Vanilla, I love the little tree on there. Yeah, it does damage the third eye. It calcifies it up so it goes hard, you know, it's not functioning right. Pineal gland has cones and rods just like our eyes. Yes, it does. And people should look into that if you don't know about it. That's why I said people should always research stuff. Don't believe what everyone's saying. Just research it. And then, you know, people need to be more open-minded. So many people are not open-minded. Do you have any recommendations how to release a memory of the last moments with my dog? It is repeating. I remember saying ages ago, if it's... And it depends because I think everyone's different. If it's something that's... you could meditate and go back to that point with your dog and make it a very happy thing. Because what I would say is, remember, we don't die. It's just this meat suit that dies. And that goes for animals as well. We go on after. That's why it's called when you pass over. So we're not dying as in we never go on, we just go to a different form of energy. So your lovely dog is around you right now. You will sense him or her through different types of energy, maybe a smell. But what you're saying, do you have any recommendations how to release the memory? Do you mean because that memory was quite sad for you? You could turn it into like meditating and going back to that point where you found it hard when your pet passed over, but make it into a loving, like, have a loving conversation, and maybe asked of your pet to give you little signs about, and maybe communicate what that sign would be. It could be a colour, it could be, you know, a lot of people feel like when they see a white feather or they see a pennies from heaven, might be from their nana. So every time they see that, don't feel sad, feel happy, because you're being communicated to. So it's not a sad thing. They're still there, but just not in this physical form. So we get sad because we haven't got that physical form. I'm getting tingles in the head now, but they're still there. So maybe go back to that point in meditation. Just sit in silence and try and visualize it. People do it in different ways, and ask for maybe a little. You have a code between you. What that? It could be a color. It could be, you know, like some people say, oh, well, I communicated a butterfly. Every time I see a butterfly, I see that as a communication to me saying, hi, we're here. You know, we're watching, if you get what I'm saying. Yeah, I know what you mean, Simon, because I'm thinking about that too. It's like, I wish I had a way to put my work into a resource for others. I think about it, I'm fine. Yeah, but you could have a website. You could just have, even if you're talking to people about that, you're still putting it out. You could have, I know some people don't like Facebook and that, I don't, but I use it in a different way to put stuff out. You could do it through an Instagram post, as in not doing what everyone else is doing, just putting positive vibes out there. You're doing it every day if you're speaking to people. Yes, I know he's here. I wake up, I'm flashed to that moment. Yeah, try and do that and maybe see what that does. But he or she wouldn't want you to be sad. Because if you can still feel it, that they know you're about. So maybe it's just trying to remind you not to be sad, but you're thinking of that moment. And if it's recent, it is hard. But maybe something like that. Maybe something like that. And like I said, it's a bit of a rebirth day today. We've had the Brexit thing yesterday. Funny enough, goes links right into Imbolc today. Like I said, spring is on its way, and it's that changeover, bringing new energies in, let's say. So think of today as bringing new energies. Maybe you could light a candle for your animal today, bringing in the good ass energy. You're welcome. That personally, that's what I would do, and you do it the way it resonates with you. So some people think that's not, then it's not for you. But if so, maybe it'll work. Well, you're very welcome in this chat, Simon, because we're all very open-minded in this chat, where even if we're not all exactly on the same page. Oh yeah, and then before I do the message, before I go, because I've got quite a lot of things to do, and with the spring thing, I'm actually the crossover. I'm actually trying to spring clean and declutter stuff I really don't need. I've been doing it for a bit, but I do need to do it. So going back to my tarot cards, I'm going to go through these again and do a tarot card oracle collection. I've done it before, but I will go with you. Now, Rachel Pixie, the lovely Rachel Pixie, sent me these because she knows I'm into Vikings. So I've got a thing about Vikings. It would be great if I could actually find one. But that's a beautiful deck. I've got the lovely Angels of Atlantis. Spherical like my orbs. And my orbs, I was communicating my orbs again today, and they're just lovely. The secret language of colours. Maybe I'll pull one on colours in a bit. My oldest one I had, which is one of my absolute favourites, is the Fairies Oracle, which is Brian Froud, who was connected in the Dark Crystal movie. Because they're just so beautiful, the pictures. And I've just pulled out Solace, which is knowledge, consciousness, synthesis, spiritual empowerment, which is what we're all doing right today. So, you know, you pick it out on the page that it's meant to come out on. Nothing's a coincidence. Look at that. The sun. Solace. Beautiful. I've got Nature's Whispers that we all know that I like. Yes, Simon, we're having another meet up in summer at some point, so the weather will be nice, and we'll be doing it up in Stockport, and it's a meeting of all minds. It's not just one community of this community. It's open to people that are open to truths, open to, we know that reality is not what we've been taught. So it's many different things, because you could all have different discussions. It's not just one, like for instance, people who are into flat earth and it's just flat earth. It's nothing to do with that. I'm on the realm of stuff like that, but it's nothing to do with that. It's open to, all your research thing, man. Open to people who are open-minded and are awakening. Either been awake for ages, just got on it, whatever path, whatever way. One of my favourites ages ago, when I went to a spiritual event a few years ago, was the Wisdom of the Hidden Realms. Obviously, I love this. It's witchy, divine feminine, star. I don't think Tapper's in. He doesn't know I was on because I've not given him a thingy, but I don't think he's in. He's hi from Paul from Newcastle. Dolly, I just wanted to tell you that you have a very, very awesome library. Thank you. Yeah, I've got more books. These are just some of them. I've got Whispers of Love. I've got The Crystal Spirits. I've got The Universe Has Your Back. I have The Wild Unknown Tarot. And I only do it intuitively because I just go with what I feel at the time. These are the little cards off the fairy one, which I just love this one as well. Honesty. Look at that little face. Now, if you saw this come to you, you might freak out and think it's an alien. Oh my God, it looks evil. It doesn't look evil. He doesn't look evil. He's very cute. But look at the drawing. It's a lot of light. This guy was perceiving the energy off that light. This one's called Honesty. He's so cute. Look at them little eyes. Them eyes know a lot. Wait, looks like Baby Yoda. Does look like Baby Yoda. Don't get me started on Baby Yoda. I want a Baby Yoda. I want a Baby Yoda for my birthday. I love Baby Yoda. I love the saying, We are not this crude matter, whatever it is. We are a luminous light beings. Of course we are. Yeah, and I've got a lot more as well, and I've got a collection going. And my actual bookshelf and everything actually needs tidying up. So you know what I'm going to be doing over the next couple of days? Tidying it all up, making it all fresh, a bit of early spring cleaning and doing all that. So what I'm trying to say is, oh, by the way, ow! Oh, I've just stabbed myself. So what I'm trying to say is, what's creepy? What's creepy? I've just stabbed myself with this because I just found this and it's my nana's. And I feel my nana's energy about a lot, a dolphin. And I found these little witch earrings ages ago that I made. Eee. Yeah, see, some people might think it's creepy, but that's a different perception of people's way they look at things. I don't think it was creepy. When you look at that, and I'm on the thing of, I think there's many different beings, interdimensional beings, is you would think it was creepy. I don't think that's creepy. To me, it's a spirit form. He has sad eyes, actually, but honesty, but like he's known a lot, you know? Some of the worst beings in this place we live in are human beings. Ooh. Never mind about other beings. Some of the most cruel, evil, if you want to say that, beings, there's many different beings, are humans. And that is a fact. These ones, you know, that kill and do all this vile stuff to people and children. So sometimes I'd rather be out of this realm in another one and hanging around with different beings of, they may look different to us, still got a head and arms and legs, but they may come from a higher form of energy than a lower form, because they understand where, like I said, some of the humans where we are have done some of the most horrific things. So that's a fact. Yeah, exactly. War prophets are bad pedos and are demons. Yes, they are. You know, so I remember doing these earrings ages ago. These are little witch earrings. So if you didn't know I was a bit witchy, now you do. And it was funny because when my son's nana came off for a holiday, she went, this is a running joke. She always goes, "You're such a witch, you're such a witch." So I went, "Why?" And she said, "I was on holiday and I was thinking about you because the phone broke on holiday and she couldn't get in contact with her grandson." And she said, "I read this book," and she went, "I just nearly fell off my chair." So I'm going to try and find you the picture to prove it. Not that I need to prove it. Let me see if I can find it. Now, my nickname's Dolly. I've got a few nicknames, and my second name's Flannery. It's Irish. Now, of all the books in all the world, this was hilarious. People go, "It's a coincidence." There's no such things as coincidences, if you didn't know. Things happen for a reason. Let me see if I can find it. It was so funny. She was reading a book and thinking of me. Where is it? Oh, can I find it? Let me see if I can just find it. Oh, you know, when you're looking for something. Oh, hang on. I think I've gone past it. Where is it? I don't think I've got to remember when I saw her now. Hang on a minute. Let me see. Oh, there it is. There it is. Found it. Right, so she said she was thinking of me. And she went, "Well, I nearly fell off my chair. This book said she had brown hair and hazel eyes or something." And she went, "And I was just thinking of you. And then what did I see? The first page of whatever she opened. See the name?" Oh. Let's see if, oh, I don't know if it's going to show you. Can you see it there? Dolly Flannery. Oh, well, what can I say? What can I say? You were thinking of me? You open your book. And then she said to her husband, I just don't believe it. I don't believe it. And he was like, oh, that's weird, isn't it? Dolly. She went, no, it's even weirder that it's a second name as well. And he was like, oh my God, that's really weird. It's not weird. It's messages. Oh my God, I was laughing my head off. Yeah, Witch Wise Woman. Exactly. That's why people get so triggered because of movies and stuff. Witches are bad. Witches got burnt at the stake. Witches got burnt at the stake because they knew about the powers of the earth and the energies and natural herbalism to heal people. So people thought it was magic and evil and witchery and sorcery. No, it's just what everyone should know, really. But when the churches came in, the fake-ass man-made side of it, they wanted to put everyone in fear. Oh, beware of these people. Come to us and be with... Do you know what I mean? When you look into it, it's like, yeah, trying to kill the people off that were natural, like they've been doing over time. A bit like now, in this day, trying to kill all the truthers off and get rid of people that are, you know, viruses and stuff. Getting rid of people... And a bit like if you want to say Jesus, well, Jesus was someone who was trying to put the truth out of how to live your life in love, and they tried to get rid of him as well, didn't they? Always trying to get rid of the good people. So just saying. We receive messages all the time. Yes, we do. We receive messages all the time around us. I was talking about this at college the other day. And it's about being aware. If you're aware and you start being still, you will see and you will hear. But if you're distracted by things going on around you all the time, you're never going to... This is why a lot of people say, oh, what you're talking about, you're off with the fairies. Yeah, that's because people don't like it when they don't understand stuff, so they fear stuff. You know, that's why they put films out like The Sixth Sense and try and make it scary. We have a sixth sense that we don't all tune into. I'm not saying there isn't negative energies. There is as negative people. So just saying. Anyway, I've got to go. So I'm going to bring the messages to you that we got. So we will have a chat on this because I'm going to be bringing more of like the witchy way stuff that I used to bring, because I did used to have a chat I used to do called Witchy Ways. Which really to me, it's just knowingness and consciousness. Yeah, don't let anyone dim your light. Exactly, critical thinker. Don't let anyone dim your light. You're a star. We are all stars. Those stars are within our vicinity. All those lovely celestial beings, and they all hold energies. We are stars. That's why if you put your arms out and your legs out and you connect, it's in a point of a star. Angelic light workers get a bad rap, aka witch has a negative stereotype. Yes, it does. And because there's so many people out there in so-called spiritual communities or sort of light worker communities, there's a lot of people that have got in there and they're trying to give it a bad name because they're like, to me, they're like gatekeepers, or they're trying to bring people in but then put them off of not finding the true light within them. And you can tell these people because they'll sort of say, you only must come to me and I'm all knowing, and it's only me that knows and it's only me that channels. No, everyone can do it if you start focusing on it. Everyone can do it, but we all might do it in different ways, through meditation or through drawings or whatever. I've always said through my drawings and stuff like that. So no, if they're all trying to make out that they're higher than you, or that you, like, no one's higher than anyone, we're all at the same level. It's just when you're waking up to it, waking up to who you really are. So I did some cards this morning. They jumped out and we got, I'm going to try and do it in the order that they came in. So we had the Poet, King of Scrolls. And, oh, I didn't notice it's got a little rabbit on it, which is, you know, going into spring and Easter and all that sort of good stuff, so that's good. Purple is, people get triggered by the colour purple. It's red and blue, masculine and divine colour, mixed together as purple, enlightenment, crown chakra. So we've got this beautiful one here, and I'm just going to read out the book because it's beautiful. So, the gentleman who inspired my painting of the poet lives in Ireland. Almost every... I think it says tidbit he's written by enriched my being. He is one of those rare folk. I don't want to read that bit, actually. I just want to read the bit of the... Yeah, this bit. There was a bit of a writing. So it says, sweet is the law which nature brings. Our meddling intellect misshapes the beauteous forms of things we murder to dissect. Through enough of science and of art, close up those barren leaves, come forth and bring with you a heart that watches and receives. Spending time with nature is healing as poetry. They increase self-esteem, Self-awareness. Now, everyone needs self-esteem. There's a lot of people without it. Self-awareness, you definitely need that. And help you value contemplation. The poet is a strong advocate of an interior life, that inside. I think it says, oh yeah, his rabbit familiar. So he's, like a witchy, like a wise man, like a wizard, with his familiar, his rabbit. Always stays alert and aware of his surroundings. Both remind you that thoughts, emotions, and intentions compose the poetry of your reality, meaning what you think and you put your emotions to, because that's energy in motion, and your intentions create your reality. Be careful what you think. Be careful that's why I've said be careful who you're around. If you're around too many people with negative energy, you're going to bring negative energy into your reality. Just saying. So that was that one. So remember that, and that's all I normally talk about. Adrian, this one we've had this before. And if you can see the Minotaurs there, and we've got the circles behind and the spiral, which is funny enough on the film I said Rachel to watch. Hi, Eileen Coates. Hi to Eileen, and big it up to Unbiased on the Fence and all that good stuff. The film Luna Nura, about the witches, on Netflix yesterday. It's brilliant. There's a woman with dreadlocks in with spiral tattoos. It's a spiral of your hero's journey, your spiraling journey, ascending up. And we all learn from mistakes. Mistakes aren't a bad thing, so on and so on. But I'm just going to read this card, I'm just going to read a bit of it. It says, now I've talked about the Labyrinth and I shouted out the Labyrinth film, so this did make me laugh, but I'll just read a bit out. Is the story of Adrian's assistance is told in the myth of, I think it's Adrian's thread. Her lover, Theasus, I'm really bad at reading, journeyed to the centre of the labyrinth to do battle with the headed half man, half bull called the Minotaur. Makes me think of woman, makes me think of those energies of a man-made world. To make certain he would trace his way out, Adrian gave him the end of a ball of yarn she used in weaving. All great mother goddesses and weavers. I'm a mother goddess. Traversing the labyrinth is a metaphor, because a lot of things like the Bible, there are metaphors for self-discovery. It's all about self-discovery. Self-emptying. Well, I've told you that about getting rid of energies that you don't need anymore, getting rid of things that you keep hoarding on from the past. Use them as it got you to do something, and you can use it because it was an experience to help you grow, but the rest of it you get rid of. Yes, dreamweavers, exactly. The battle with the shadow self teaches us how to forgive and love who we are, and how to bring out demons out of hiding. Exactly. Bring them out, get rid of them. We enter the labyrinth's maze with confused emotions and submerged guilt, and later emerge whole, balanced, and the greater self-confidence. The spiraling labyrinth symbolises the energy of the hero's journey. I'm thinking of getting that tattooed on my tattoo, the spiral. Symbolises the energy of self-confidence. The spiraling labyrinth symbolises the energy of the hero's journey. Using Chrysalis Tarot, it is spiritual exercise involving peaceful mindfulness and rigorous self-explanation. Slaying the Minotaur shines light upon the fearful, shadowy projections that haunt your psychic and teaches you to live fully in the present moment, which I was talking about last night, the present moment. And slaying the Minotaurs, it's slaying that, it's slaying those fearful thoughts that puts you in thought. It's slaying all that puts you in fear, all that negative energy. In your reading, Adrian invites you to take note of and assume possibility for any unhealthy attitudes and attachments. As I've said, get rid of those attachments that may constrain emotional and intellectual freedom. By slaying your dreaded Minotaur, you reclaim all power it held over you. Remember the film, The Labyrinth. You have no power over me. I fought myself to the kingdom of whatever the thing was. I read it out, didn't I? And at the end, she couldn't remember. And then we woke up and remembered, and she said, you have no power over me. You have the power over yourself. That yourself unwittingly allowed the Minotaur to steal. Adrian and the Minotaur symbolises the Heroic battle to overcome fear. It's all about fear. It's a bit like this virus they're going on about. I'm not saying people aren't dead, but it's fear mongering at the same time. The scrounge of spirit. I'm not saying there isn't something going on, because there is, you know what I mean? Of spiritual fulfillment and joy of living. As a reward for slaying the Minotaur, the Minmoan Mother Goddess, Adrian, promises threads of divine assistance and loving protection in all your future endeavours. So, just saying. And then the last one was, and this was quite relevant for today, with the Ace of Stones. It's very earthly. Look at that golden sun. And this one was, stones are earthly. And obviously it's the Ace of Stones, so that's fabulous. I'll just read a bit out. Our entire suit of stones was inspired by the earth energies in the UK's West Country, home of the Arthurian, I can't say it, legends, you know, Arthur. Legends, stone circles, countless megalithic monuments like our Ace of Stones, and other mysteries embedded deep in the energy grids. Oh yes, those energy grids that crisscross the mystical aisles like a spider web. When you walk across the grids called ley lines, you can sense the energy. Like I said, everything's about energy. No, sorry, I didn't let you know. It was just an off thing. Hi, Tapper. The earth energy breathes standing stone. The earth energy beneath standing stones, stone circles, because circles are so magical, holy wells and other monuments have qualities similar to crystals. Energy healing accomplished with crystals, earth energy, tarot, shamanic energy, and other healing modalities resonate with and unblock the body's 7 energy meridian chakras, which I've talked about before. Like those in the Ace of Stones, contain minerals associated with unblocking or clearing all 7 chakras. Have a bath with a load of sea salt or Himalayan salt. Holy and I knew nothing of. Oh, what's this? One can see if stones. Ace of Stones was sketched. This ace is a monument to the synchronicity generated by the chrysalis, which itself is designed to herald a paradigm shift. Well, there is a paradigm shift going on right now. The chakras are portals to your eternal higher self. They radiate energy that draws you towards transformation and your personal destination, which I also think that's what the orbs are around me, is my essence as well, and my energy and higher self coming in at the same time. Yes, look at Luna Nera if you're into that sort of stuff. I like it. The chakras are part of the gifts. Transformation, your personal destiny. Many use this ace as a grounding card and keep it in the bottom of the chrysalis desk when it is not in use. Ooh, I might try that one. The chakras also unlock the spiritual gifts such as, I can never say this, clairance and clairvoyancy. You know, all the clairs, which I'll have to go into again. The highest forms of the third eye, intuition. Other chrysalis minor arcana cards are also linked to chakra clearing in your reading, and the Ace of Stones reminds you to plan your path thoughtfully and diligently. I can't say it. This card makes a new beginning, which we are having new beginnings because it's the crossover to spring. Imbolc, new beginnings and a new way of perceiving, and the abundance of information represented by the minor arcana, which it is a new beginning to a new way and a new world and new solutions and perceiving things, and a new way of perceiving things. Don't look at things from one, be open-minded to a lot, and you can release yourself from that as well. Hi Martin, hi anyone who's just popped in. Of all the chrysalis archetypes, mythological figures and high energy. See, people think it's only mythology. It's not real. No, it was stories passed down in time. They are actually real. High energy and healing cards. Few can match the healing energy of synchronicity generated by the Ace of Stones. It is always a welcome card to see in your readings. So just saying, that was the messages for today. And to just pull out I'll pull out a colour card for you all today. So, you know, when you start looking into what witches were, let's say, because they give it, like we said, we've given it a bad name through film and stuff, it's not what you think. And if you are highly religious, maybe you need to start looking into a few things because you've been told lies. Yeah. If anything's coming from the earth, I mean, seriously, it can't be evil. And if you want to go on about, like I'm watching Sabrina Teenage Witch, I can see what they're doing in that, but I'm just like, I'm still enjoying it, is they go on about Lilith. Really, who Lilith is? I'd be pretty mad if I was locked up for ages, but Lilith, Earth Mother, I sort of see it as suppressed women, we're going to be pretty mad. Time for that to rise into balance. So, no. A bit like Pisces, which I just found this channel the other day, and I just snipped some bits out of it for because I thought it was quite. Let me see if they're cute. Of where is it? Pisces. I'll read a few out because my birthday's coming up. I am a Pisces, and it said, "Don't take their kindness for weakness. They may seem sweet, but they have a dark side that you don't want to bring out." We all have strength in us, you know. We're not doormats. Pisces consistently evolve and don't fear change. I don't fear change. Change is a good thing. As friendly as they can be, Pisces don't let just anyone get super close. That's quite funny. A Pisces can be patient, but their mind will still do what it pleases. A Pisces female is likely to be dearly loved by anyone she befriends or even works with. Pisces are always there for other people and their problems, but when we're hurt, we tend to shut down from the world. Pisces have a great ability to encourage others, but are super hard on themselves. Used to be, not now. Pisces, I love this one. Pisces are like tattoos. Once they've touched your heart, they become a permanent part of you. I thought that was cute. This I love because it goes in with the nothing is a coincidence. Pisces believe everything happens for a reason and make us realise what's really important. Just saying. Right, I'm going to do a colour. Yes, you must take it easy on yourself. Give yourself self-love. Please do that to yourself. Please be easy on yourself. People are too hard on themselves. You don't need to be. Stop looking at other people and what they're doing and just do what makes you happy and makes you smile and makes you shine. Don't be looking at other people. Otherwise, you will put sort of limits and things on yourself because you'll think you're not, hi 4-leaf clover, you're not as good as somebody else. You don't know what's going on behind the scenes of that person. So, you know, just do you. Thank you, Danny. So let me do a colour. And I've got to go and... Oh, one's just flew out. I've got to do my hair. I've not sorted it out yet. Coral. 18. Whoop, whoop. Allow flow and synchronicity into your life. Well, that's what was just in that card, wasn't it? Look at this lovely sunshine colour. Coral. That's beautiful. I don't even know if it's got a little thing in this book. Let me have a look if it has. What number's that? 18. Woohoo. 18, people. If you know, you know. Let me see what it says. Coral restores psychic vitality with its grounding properties, releasing stress, worry and anxiety. See things from a different point of view with coral. Well, that's what we were just talking about. And heal a broken heart and unrequited love. Coral also helps bring synchronicity and flow into your life. Visualize crossing a coral bridge to bring some synchronicity and see into your life. That just reminds me, if you've not looked into the Coral Castle, how that was made, look into that on YouTube. I think it was a coral castle. Imagine coral rays shining out of your heart, allowing more flow. You can do that in meditation. And synchronicity in your life. See or sense yourself stepping on the coral road that leads you into the right path. In this vibration, things happen easily in synchronistic ways. Say, my life is easy and full of synchronicity. I follow the most divine path for me. Anytime you have to make a new decision and need some extra help visualizing, stepping onto the coral path. So that was nice. I'll tell you what I did forget to read out before I go was... Oh, and I am going to play a song because I just caught up on your videos. Tap on the golden one. Oh. A lot of energy. So... Oh, my legs are stiffening up. I'm meltdown. So, in my big book, this big book, for Imbolc, it says, I forgot to read this out, it's obviously for an invocation, but I just like it. So it says, I think it says, coronets of candles, each flame a golden jewel. Saturn Lord withdraws his cloak, yet retains his rule. Lambs bleat season's greeting, spring's essence of their breath. The sun pays homage to the sky in Aquarius. The Lord and Lady dance the waltz within the magic round, to banish all that isn't pure and prime the sacred ground. The Kailich swirls her temptress skirts to raise the season's storms. There's a storm coming. I'm getting tingles in the head. That which lies within her wake will surely be reborn. The time has come for tilling, to arrange for harvest gain, the right amount of seed and skill of wind and sacred rain. Are named to perform the task of planning for my future. I conjure such my breed's bright word, and nothing will refute her. The cat that leaps is not the cat that lands upon the stair. I conjure things that others think appear from thinnest air. Yet superimposition reigns, my choice a pattern set, and then it says insert your wish here. My power grows, the light ignites, desires manifest. I think that's beautiful. So you can use things out of books because that is beautiful. And that reminds me of the series Lunara on Netflix right now with the witches. Yeah. Oh, that powerful feminine energy. So if you haven't started watching that and you're into that sort of stuff, it came out yesterday. I'm about to watch it in a minute when I've tidied up, where I'm going to sit sorting my hair out. I've got to palm roll it. I've got to sort the frizz out because I'm at a party later. Yes, going to go and show my dreads off. Power of the spoken word. Exactly. I mean, we know. That's why you've got to be careful sometimes because of the language they got us in as spells. And that's why it's be careful what you say. Yeah, it was beautiful. And that if you're interested in, if you are a bit into nature, I'd say pagan. Some people get triggered by that. But if you are into witchy woo stuff, as I like to say, this was a good book I've had for years. And it's got holes in it because I was using it as a punch thing at one point. And it's got like God knows what all over it. But if you are into all of that sort of stuff and you've not seen this book and it's for solitary, it means you just do it by yourself. It's a bit of a guidance. Words cast spells, they do, but you can cast your own beautiful intentions. And it gives you all the blessings and everything in it. It's a really good book. It's the ultimate book of shadows for the new generation solitary witch. Silver Raven Wolf. She does a lot of stories and stuff which are really good as well. So if you are into this, that's what it's called. And if you're not, then that's okay. But it's a really good book with the star the right way up, you know. Dolly, thank you. My heart is filled with pure joy. Oh, thank you. Well, this is what I think I'm good at, is pumping a positive energy out no matter what I'm talking about, no matter if you're into it or not. You know, and maybe if you're not into this stuff, maybe sort of look into it. I'm Irish Celt bloodline. Yes, my second name's Irish, Eileen. You know, got a bit the old our sacred shield is an oak tree. Yeah, sacred tree. So I feel like a tree with these because these feel like roots. My root system. Pow pow, my antennae. I'm off to make a coffee. You'll have a great day. Yeah, so all I was really saying was there's all witches and wizards and sages and mages, and it's all the people with wisdom, earthly wisdom of earth. Yes, great. Thank you. So I'd just like to say, anyone new in chat, you're welcome. I'll be on at some point again soon. I just wanted to say You know, you may not have seen this before, but I do have this jewellery because, you know, I do come from that side thinking, feeling. Whoop whoop to the UK with our Independence Day. So we celebrated that yesterday. I think there's a people with a few hangovers. Freedom for humanity starts now, all over, taking our power back, not just in the 3D, but within ourselves. Take your power back, you know, to who you really are. And also, happy Imbolc. Like I said, I've tried to explain a little bit at the beginning. Go and research if you want to look into that. I've given the book out. I probably will be doing another what books I do have, and I really need to start getting to reading one because I read many others and got my head in all of them. I just need, but that's just the way I am. I'm a fish. I'm a Pisces. If you see the star sign, it's like one fish is swimming this way, one's that way. It's like, I'm looking at that. Oh, I just need to get through a book each month. I think that's my goal, is to get through a book each month. But basically, all the truths are in all. It's not that they're all different. It's just there's just a different way of looking at stuff. So, you know, it's all good. It's all good. Thank you, lovely people, for coming in. Yes, have a beautiful day, and yeah, try that critical thinker with the meditating thing, and see it as a good thing. See it as a good thing. If thoughts come in that you think are sad, change it. You know, had a beautiful life with you, had a beautiful life, gone to another form of beautiful energy, now having another beautiful life in another realm, but still resides around you. So see it like that. Yeah, so many don't realise how good it is to be a free country. No, they don't, because they're brainwashed. It's not their fault. You know, we know how it all works, how they deceive and all that, but they will see in time. They definitely will see in time. A lot of these newer generations as well, remember, they don't, the millennials and all that, they don't see that because they weren't born when we were born. We didn't used to be in it. We didn't need it then. Doesn't people think, just before I go, that we're not going to be dealing with other countries, we're not going to be trading, we're not going to be going on holiday. One girl said, oh, my makeup comes from the EU, I'm not going to be able to get it anymore. It's like, yeah, you will. Everyone's trading with each other, especially America. And their economy is the highest in history. People don't even know that because they're too busy watching the mafia media news, you know what I'm saying? So, like I said, patience with those who aren't awake yet. Yes, Eileen, and I find that quite hard still. But, you know, it's all learning. They will come there in the end. We only get triggered because we want them to wake up so badly, but it is their own path. They will. Like I said, I've heard a lot of people saying certain things where you can tell they're starting to shift. They're starting to shift in that mindset and that paradigm and that whatever timelines, you know, a lot of us talk about same words. People think means different things, but they are shifting. They will in the end. Slowly, drippy. Like I said, you can't just smack someone on the head with it. We want to, and that's why we get so passionate and we do get triggered sometimes because it's because we want the best for them. But you've got to remember, waking someone up so quickly who's not done the research and is really highly in their bubble, it can be a harmful way. It could hurt them. It could bring them down deeper. It could even put people in hospital, as Q said before. To bring someone out quickly like that, you've got to do it slowly. So you're learning yourself, because it's all about learning. We're not having a cheap method. You've got to learn this yourself and come to it by yourself. So that's why they say star seeds and stuff. Plant in the little seeds. You've said something and they may come back to that and think, oh yeah. So bye Dolly, love your dreads and your beauty. Thank you. Yeah, so, you know, we know it's all happening. Those that can see behind the veil of the mainstream media and everything else, we know this is a worldwide thing that's going on, sovereignty to every country, but we can all be friends with each other. We love the people in that country. We love everybody. We don't love the control systems. It's not the people in the countries. We love the EU. It's the people in the EU know that. They love people in the UK and America. It's those control systems we don't want. We don't want to be under one, you know, law. What works for us works for our country might not work for another, but we want to be friends with our neighbours. We just don't want the control systems. It is a great time to be alive, and I'll leave it at that. Where we go one, we go all, and I shall see you soon. Bye.